when you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'm a shine.
Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Check 52.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, tried to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
Check it back, check it back. Check 24, check 24.
80 weapon. Let's go. Hit it.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff looking right. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
30 base.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Ready, ready. 90, Wolf.
Here's McSorley on 1st and 10. And his throw here's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood. Now.
2nd and 10, it's McSorley. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 15, Ronnie. 15 line. Exit. Check 61. Matchbox light. Let's go.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Ready, set.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All day, defense, all day, all day.
2.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Pilot, 64, weak.
It's just me and you.
Weak rim.
Off the play fake. Hess. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Cortland Sutton. Second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December
Yay,
left.
more football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
And the Steelers first down.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Hit it.
McSorley, 1st and 10. Herndon's got it complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Let's bring it.
Hey, exit.
Bring it. Let's bring it.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Yes, yes.
55, 55. Hey, eat.
Now it's Mixon running right, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play on that situation.
To throw on 3rd down. Hess going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. A terrific run there by Penny. 64 yards on the ground. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter. Wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Coleman with the ground. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. The first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get this.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. The kick by Joseph is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
To throw again. Pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
On third down. Pass. It's caught. Jones. A beautiful spin and room to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Leo.
Operating from the gun. Pass the 20. Open man is Ross, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Bomber, 22-jet bomber. Hey, Foxtrot.
Check 59, Mike is 59.
Shoot.
On 2nd and 9, McSorley. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting at 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. On 3rd down, it's McSorley. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Ready up.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
27 yards on the gain there. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st and 10. Here's McSorley. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's McSorley to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. The sack by Jordan Willis. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Here's McSorley now, 3rd and long. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now here's Ross. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. the gun. Hess going deep downfield for Raw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Look at me. Zipper.
Operating from the gun. Hess. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Topper! Hey, Alpha! Shoot!
From the gun, Hess. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 1.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check.
Blue draw Corker. Go.
Operating from the gun. Hess. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Ryan Allen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 15. Oh, what a move. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the...
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. His 21st touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will get them one closer. Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I don't think you got it.
Again, it's Mixon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Yo, 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 go, go. Smooth.
Right there in the middle. 55. Check.
Ready, get it.
From the gun, pass. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Steelers take over
That's it,
first
baby.
and 10
We gon' work.
at their own 27-yard line.
Down.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Tighten up. Let's go. Get tighten up. Slam.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And to give this time to the tailback. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 42.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They'll try and run for it with Penny.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
10 Lobo.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, dude.
Bravo.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, check.
Lee Griffin.
McSorley sets to pass. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go. Set. 60 or.
53, Mike, 53.
Ready.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Let's get it.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Check 26, check 26. Protein spill. Hey, check Mike 57.
They'll try and run for it. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing is McSorley. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing on 2nd down, McSorley. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
General West.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. The kick by Joseph is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2nd and 9 now. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. You'll forgive me if I get excited about what we just saw there, won't you? I know I'm supposed to be neutral here, but those were terrific plays back-to-back defensively. They know what the mission is. They've got to force a punt here if they want to have a chance to win the game.
They absolutely do. Steps 1 and 2 done. Now they need this 3rd step.
Hey, Echo. Let me know right now. You better.
To throw on 3rd down. Pass. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On third down, Hess out to his left, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth.
Hey, Delta. Get it.
On 1st and 10, Hess complete to Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Steelers' 7-yard line.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28.
Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mixon with a first down carry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. 30. 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
There's certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. But he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Hey, wahoo! Five.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Hess caught by Jones. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Whistles and a timeout at the 2:05 mark. So this defense wanting to get one more pause in before the 2-minute warning, and they do just that. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. The pass there complete to Sutton. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
60 Pittsburgh. Go.
10 more yards. That's another Bengals first down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
X3, 218, chopper.
SOS.
Now.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Anything to make of this or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a 3rd.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight, all the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
High 7.
He's back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Oliver. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This quarterback now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. Back to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5.
Check three.
Hey!
I got this.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 22.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Check out route.
Protein spill.
49. Get that quarterback.
Ready?
They'll look to throw. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
2nd and 10, it's McSorley. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2.
Get it.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Joseph now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So that'll back them up 5.
Let's go, let's go.
Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20.
Come, baby. Come, baby.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Here we go, here we go.
And that'll set them back 5. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Poss, and Dave went. Still here, still it was time to